Hi, I'm Marie McCanyo, and I'm a writing coach and a published author. Today, what I want to talk about is define your audience. So, whether you're doing a presentation, whether you're writing something, it's really important to know who your audience is. Who are you speaking to? And it's counterintuitive, but in fact, it's going to reach more people if you have one person that you know that you are speaking to or writing for. So, how do you get there? What's this thing about ideal reader, ideal listener, ideal person in my audience? I started when I first began writing in a circle. I didn't even know that anyone was listening. I didn't believe that anyone would even listen to what I had to say. Mother Earth was my ideal listener. I stayed in a writing program with other people and a coach because I really needed that extra support. And in the coaching program, one of the things that I discovered is that over time, there was one ideal listener. My first one that I was actually able to create was somebody that I made up. It was someone from a book. Again, not a real person, but it didn't matter. I created this character that was still listening to what I had to say. That actually helped me to write more powerful words and to really believe more in what I had to say, because there was that listener. Writing is about connection. It's about saying something important and having that other person on the other side receiving it, and it creates a really important loop. Eventually, by staying in the program long enough, the coaching program I was in, I started to realize that there were people within the coaching program that were actually really listening to me. And I used one of those people as my ideal listener. And the more that I was able to key in on that person and write whatever it was that I was writing to that person, my writing became stronger and stronger. And when I worked up the courage to actually share out loud some of my writing with this person, the feedback I got was so powerful. It just helped me to even believe more in my ability to write, my ability to communicate, and that I did have important things to share. That ideal listener makes such a difference. So when I started realizing I was writing a book, I had to reach inside again. It's like, so who is this book for? The content of my book was actually for a woman a lot like me, but a younger version of me, someone who had gone through some really hard times, and I wanted her to know you're not alone. And there is a really good life on the other side of whatever suffering you might have right now. So I kept writing my book through some of the tough times. I kept writing even when I wanted to put the whole thing aside and say, forget it, I'm done. That one reader kept me going. It was so important. And that one reader also helped me decide, what am I going to keep in my book? What am I going to leave out? Is there something more I need to add that might be missing? That was such an important part of being able to get a whole book together. So again, I believe, and I've learned, that by having that one ideal reader, my book has reached a very large audience now, but it was really based on having that really focused intention for who I'm writing for. Now when I go and do a presentation, it's the same thing. I'm speaking to that one person in the audience that's really meant to hear my words. It makes such a huge difference. So for you, I would invite you to take some time and really start to reflect on who is that one person that your words are meant to reach. And just start to get to know that person. Put them in a coffee shop. What kind of wardrobe do they have? Are they on their own? Do they have a family? What kind of work do they love? Get to know that person really well. And in that, you will develop a stronger connection with your ideal people. If this has been helpful for you, I'd invite you to share with your friends, and I'd love to hear whatever it is that you have been learning about your ideal audience and your ideal listener. Let's get a conversation going. Thank you.